Okay, so step number one, in order to initiate the divorce proceedings, you will need to fill out what is called a statement of claim. To do that, go ahead and Google search Alberta courts. This screen will pop up and you will choose Court of Queen's Bench. Once you click on that, on the left corner, you will, under Publications and Forms, you will choose Microsoft Word Forms for Lawyers. Click on the right tab, Family Law Forms, and choose Form FL number 1, Statement of Claim for Divorce. This video is specifically for straightforward, uncontested divorce without children and without property. So you can click on that form, and that is what you will see. So court file number you will leave blank. That number will be assigned to you by the court clerks after you fill out this form and bring it to the courthouse. Judicial Center, put whatever city you're filing your documents in, Calgary, Edmonton, wherever you are located in Alberta. Plaintiff's name, that will be the person who is initiating the divorce proceedings, so that would be you. And the defendant will therefore would be your ex. Important thing to remember is that the plaintiff and the defendant's name need to match to the marriage certificate exactly. So what you want to do is, prior to filling this out, please have the certificate, your marriage certificate, in front of you to refer to for details. If you don't have it, please go ahead and order it from your registry office, whichever province you're in. Because the reason why it's important is because if they don't match, first of all, the divorce will take a lot longer because it will get rejected, and second of all, you'll need to amend certain documents later on, and it can be a little bit of a headache that you want to avoid. So you might as well get it right from the first time, okay? So go ahead and fill out the names. Address for service is going to be your address. Please include a phone number just in case court clerks need to reach you. Moving on, the parties. So you will go ahead and fill out the date of the marriage. Please follow again the marriage certificate. It has to match to it exactly. Same with place of marriage as it appears on the marriage certificate. 2A, when you started living together, you can, if you don't remember, you can just put the same date as the date of the marriage. And then 2B is when you guys stopped living together, when you legally separated. You will put that date there, so when you physically were living in different places. This is important because in order to get a divorce in Canada, you do need to be separated for at least a year. Moving on to part 3. So part 3A, that is particulars respecting the plaintiff. So that will be yourself. Go ahead and enter in your address, your date of birth, your place of birth, your surname at birth. For females, that would be their maiden name. Surname at the time of the marriage, that would be, again, either your maiden name or, if you're divorced, your prior name, last name to the marriage. Marital status at the time of the marriage, were you single, were you divorced, you will put that here. Paragraph 4, the same information, fill out the same information for your ex. Moving on to page 2, residence. So the plaintiff or the defendant need to live in the province of Alberta for at least a year prior in order to get a divorce. So if you both have been living in the province of Alberta for a period of a year, you can just go ahead and choose yourself and delete this part. Or if it's the defendant and not you, then you will put the defendant's name. Number 3, grounds. So any descriptive text you want to delete. So you can go ahead and choose which apply, delete that, and you will always choose the first option, that meaning that you were separated for a year. Always, because that's just mandatory rule. Now the other 2 options usually do not apply, meaning that you want a divorce because your partner cheated on you, or there was some sort of mental or physical cruelty. Now, if that is the case, I strongly suggest to get a lawyer to discuss that, because then the case becomes a little bit more convoluted. But for the purposes of this video, we are just choosing the first option, just for a straightforward divorce. Number 4, reconciliation, just basically states that you guys are not getting back together, and you can leave it at that. Bars to divorce, again, for our purposes, we're gonna choose this. We're gonna delete the second option, and we're gonna only use the first option. This basically states that you guys have not conspired to get a divorce in order to defraud the government or whoever else. That's basically what they want to know. Under children, again, this video is for no children, no property. So do not delete any of the paragraphs, but do go ahead and just fill out either non or not applicable. So you'll put a not applicable. Same thing under 3, not applicable, NA, and NA number 4. Number 7, agreements. So again, you're going to go ahead and put NA, because if you don't have kids and if you don't have property, there's really nothing to agree upon. Court proceedings should be the same thing. Not applicable. Spousal support, again, choose one. If for the purposes of this video we're not claiming spousal support, so you're going to go ahead and delete other options and choose the option that says you're not claiming spousal support. If you are self-sufficient and working, usually you wouldn't be. However, if you are planning to claim spousal support, I again would strongly suggest to see a lawyer. Remedy sought, again, delete the descriptive text, and that essentially is asking you, what do you want out of this action? And you want a divorce judgment. That's what you want. Go ahead and ignore this part, statement of solicitor. That only applies if you hire a lawyer and they will fill it out on your behalf. And notice to defendant, you can choose the city that you are in, Calgary, for example, Alberta. So this essentially is it. You're gonna print a copy of this, take it to the courthouse. You will need to pay $210 payable to the government of Alberta.